Hello and welcome back, and in this video we're going to be creating our card view or card UI. Let's go ahead and start by creating a new view, and we're going to basically call this card view, and this is going to be conforming to the view protocol. Inside the body we're going to expect an image to be passed in, and let's go ahead and use basically first let's go ahead and create an image and see if we can actually fetch one of the image. Let's make it resizable. Scroll to fit. Sorry, not scroll to fit. Scale to fit. There we go. And then we're gonna replace this guy right here with the card view. There we go. Okay, so let's go ahead and start there, and let's see how it looks. And what we're going to do is now we're gonna basically, now when we have our UI, our image ready, let's go ahead and add some additional details on this. So what we want basically on this is we want to show a name of the what we are showing here and some title. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use DevTechie courses as an example and create a data structure, so we can use that data structure inside the card view to display all the details, and then we can create some sample data and use that sample data to populate each of the cards. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with the data structure. So we're going to create a struct. We're going to call this DT course. Okay, it's going to conform to identifiable protocol once again, so we can avoid defining our own ID in the for each views on or in the list views, and SwiftUI can figure out automatically because we are creating an ID here, which will help a record identify itself uniquely. Now we're going to need a few things. We're going to need an image. This is going to be an image resource. We're going to need a title for the image. This is going to be a string type. We will need subtitle, and this will be a string type. And let's go ahead and add one more. So course detail, and we're gonna have a string type as well. Okay, now let's create an extension here for DT course, and here we're gonna create a static variable with sample data. Okay, and this sample data is going to return an array of DT course, and here we're going to return an array first, and let's go ahead and initialize. So we're going to start with the image. Let's use photo 1. Let's use let's define the course name, subtitle, let's say practical iOS learning, and then course detail. So we're targeting it to be a complete course. So let's go ahead and put 40 plus hours of iOS learning content. There you go. Okay, I'm gonna copy this and paste it a few times. Okay, let's go ahead and Control A everything, and Command A and Control I to format, and let's see why this is not correctly aligned. Why? Okay, maybe we'd have to do it on our own. Okay, so next one is photo 2, photo 3, and photo 4. Okay, and let's go ahead and change this. Mastering Swift data in iOS 18. Everything about Swift data, and okay, so let's go ahead and do this one as well, something really quick. Core image in SwiftUI. All right, and let's add our PDF scanner here as well. Build PDF scanner in SwiftUI, and just gonna add build complete app. Okay, there we go. So we have 4 of our content now being displayed. So what we're going to do is we are going to expect our card view to receive a DT course. Okay, so we're going to say course DT course. Okay, and now we are seeing this content view error, and Xcode is trying to help us to fix it. So we're going to say DT course dot sample, take the first element, and that will become your DT courses, your course. Okay, so now we're going to take this, put it inside a VStack. Let's start with the image. Let's change this to course dot image. Okay, everything else stays. Sorry, wrong keys. Okay, then we're going to create a VStack, another VStack inside. Let's go ahead and set the alignment for this guy as leading, and then we are going to basically add text. All right, so text is going to be course dot let's put subtitle first, and let's make this font caption, and foreground style is secondary. Right underneath, we're gonna display our course dot title, font body, let's do title. Actually, title, maybe title 3 is better. Yeah, title 3 is good. Let's add some padding here so we have some breathing room around it. And title 3, let's make it bold as well. So you can apply bold here, or you can apply bold on the SM modifier as well. So this is one way, and let me show you the other way. Is like that. Okay, same effect. Okay, so now we have our title. Let's go ahead and also apply basically show the detail for the course, and that one is going to be course dot detail, course detail. Okay, and this one we want to basically push it on the side, so let's put it inside a HStack, and sorry, I didn't mean to close. Okay, so we're gonna say spacer, and put a spacer here, and shove the text on the other side, basically on the trailing edge. Okay, so I'll let the view refresh, and what you're gonna see is basically all of our content being laid out. Let's go ahead and also set the foreground style for dot foreground style for this as secondary as well. So our course basically becomes the priority, or like the main thing that is shown here. Okay, and okay, so this is basically it's our cardio. It's coming along pretty good. Now let's go ahead and give this guy a border, basically a corner radius first. So let's go ahead and take this entire thing, put it inside some sort of container. Maybe we can put it inside an H stack, and then we can just add a corner radius. Actually, corner radius. So corner radius is again deprecated. So let's go ahead and use clip shape rect, and let's give it a corner radius of maybe 20 points. Let's go ahead and check it out. Now we are not seeing basically what we want to see, so let's go ahead and add some padding around the view itself. Actually, around, let's see, this V stack. There we go. So what we need is a little bit of breathing room around the V stack. Okay, perfect. So now we are applying a clip shape onto our H stack. Let's go ahead and put it on V stack. Okay, now you can see our corners are now rounded for these, and for this side there's nothing. Basically it's just because it's a white space, so we are not seeing anything. Now let's go ahead and apply dark view, and you can see everything changes. Our corners are still okay, but we are not seeing any border around, like as a card around this text. Okay, so let's go ahead and fix that. The way we're gonna fix it is by adding an overlay, and this overlay is going to be a rounded rectangle with corner radius, and let's go ahead and give it a corner radius of 20. Now this rectangle is sitting in front of us, so this is what our card is going to look like. Let's go ahead and give it a stroke instead of a fill. So fill is basically everything inside is filled. Stroke is just the border. So we're gonna select the stroke overload that takes a color and a line width. So we have, like, content and style, or content and line width. So this one is actually perfect. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna say we need a color gray, okay, and line width of 3 points. Let's go ahead and try that out. So this is how it's actually looking. Let's make it line width 2, okay, and let's do this. Black, opacity 0.4 maybe. Actually black is let's see, let's try white, because then we'd have to actually change it. Okay, there we go. So let's try it on the light mode. So I'm going to just turn it off. So now white is not visible. So what we can do is we can actually make this as conditional as well. Let's try gray one time with the opacity parameter to see if it's actually looking good on light and dark mode. Gray with some opacity. And sometimes Xcode gets stuck. So let me go ahead and pause the video and resume when it's come back. Alright, so preview did crash. For some reason I added color, and then it worked fine. So let's go ahead and try. And this time around, in order to see the different variant, let's go ahead and use this variant option, and we're gonna say color scheme variant. So we're gonna have both light and dark mode, and you can see our card is actually looking pretty decent. It's basically showing up on both of our views correctly, and we can see the slight border around it. Okay, now what else we can do is we can basically drop shadow around this. So let's go ahead and drop shadow, and let's go ahead and drop shadow of 4 points, and so now we have a shadow, and you can see our text is, like, slightly sort of blurred around it. Let me go ahead and go back into the main view, and you can see the effect of shadow, and without shadow the content is a little bit more crisp here, and with the shadow, we have like, shadow around all the content. All right, so preview has been giving a lot of hard time, so I ended up running the app inside simulator. So let's go ahead and run it in the simulator and see it there. Okay, so all right, so our app is launching, and as you can see that as soon as we apply the shadow, it's actually applied on all the elements. Now, if we want to apply shadow only on the card itself, then what we can do is we can add shadow instead of adding it on the view, on the entire view. We'll just add it on the rounded rectangle, the overlay that we are creating, right? So that way the shadow is only applied onto the card itself. Now, shadow is quite subtle, so let's go ahead and change the color to see how it looks. And we're gonna say it's red color, so use the red color for shadow, and you're gonna see a red kind of tint showing up around the card itself. So as you can see here, that we have this red red shadow. Now let's change theme and see if it's actually working on the dark mode as well, and you can see like it's working just fine. Okay, so let's go ahead and remove this, so we leave our shadow as the default shadow color, and I'm going to relaunch, and then we have like the regular view, and this is the light mode, and now we have like shadow as well. Okay, so our card is pretty much complete, the card itself, individual card itself. Now if you want to basically show these show this card inside a list, because this is just one card, what we can do is we can once again go back to our scroll view. So let's bring it back. Let's add a text here, and this text is basically going to say DevTechie courses. Let's set font as title, and then we're gonna display our card UI. So let's go ahead and try this one out, and let's see what kind of change it makes. So as you can see now that our content is scrollable. Okay, that means it makes room for more content. So let's go ahead and give this a go with another card. So we're gonna add our next card in here, and what we get is like two of our cards are showing up. Okay, so what we can do is we're gonna make this dynamic. Okay, so I'm gonna cut this one out and delete this one, and let's go ahead and put a for each view here for each view, and we're gonna iterate over all the cards inside DT course. So all the sample data, okay, that gives us access to each course inside the for each view, and we actually use our card view. Instead of statically passing the sample, we're gonna pass the course that we have received as a closure parameter, and then we're gonna run it. So now our card view, or our UI, is much more dynamic. It's taking input from this array and displaying all the courses that are there basically for us to see. Okay, so this is basically how you can build a nice looking card UI app. Okay, and now you can add detail view and stuff like that in this as well, but we're gonna leave it here, and I'll see you guys in another video. Thank you.